John Heilemann, the Biden campaign, it looks like they called an audible today. They had a schedule today that had nothing on it, and then suddenly Joe Biden rushed over into Pennsylvania for an event at one of his campaign offices, which required absolutely no preparation. There was a little bit of criticism that the Biden campaign had nothing on the schedule for Joe Biden today, but if that was the case, they responded pretty quickly to that concern.
Yeah, I think that's right, Lawrence. And I do think, there is I think to go back to what David said a second ago, momentum is clearly on Biden's side, and it's clearly not on Trump's side. And they are playing offense, and Trump is clearly playing defense. But I think there was a little bit of a dawning realization today that if you want to keep that momentum going, you need to do some stuff. And I think that I've thought that their discipline, again, to come back to a core word, in rejecting the advice of dumb pundits who criticized them for the basement strategy throughout this spring and summer when they were making a political asset out of behaving in a way that was safe and in accordance with strong public health guidance. I thought they made the right decisions on that. But it is now the close of the campaign. And if you want to win at the level that David was just talking about, which is not just about flipping a lot of those seats, but also about generating a governing mandate, about a Joe Biden who's in the mid 300s or the high 300s in electoral votes is able to govern the country in a way that's different than a Joe Biden who's at 272. And you're not going to end up in the mid 300s or the high 300s by sitting back on the lead and playing four corners offense or a prevent defense here at the end. They got to go out and push the ball a little bit. And I think that was one of the dawning realizations of today was, there's no time at this point to have a day that goes by without an event on the schedule.
David, before we go, I just want to see if you can somehow help America get through this week emotionally, because I think of you as like the airline pilot of politics. I can't tell whether you're flying in a snowstorm or a perfect sunny day. It's always the same. It's always even. How does David Plouffe manage the emotions of this final week?
That I know election day is coming. So that's helpful. These 8 days will seem like 8 months for me and everyone else in the country. But if you're engaged in this campaign, whether it's to help Joe Biden or a local Senate candidate, the best thing to do is be as busy as possible. There's more people to call. There's more GOTV shifts to sign up for. The busier you are, the better off you'll be. And I would, for the most part, I mean this very seriously, don't look at any polls. This week will kill you if you're like on Real Clear Politics and saying the polling average has dropped, in Pennsylvania, 0.2. Just don't worry about that. And understand that, again, this could be a close race. And so you're helping Joe Biden win, and maybe the Senate will become 50 Democrats. But it also could be an opportunity to win a blowout. And that's just as important because so many good things come from that. So, you don't want to let up in the last 10 meters of the dash, right? So you want to run as hard as you can during this last week and close well, particularly when you have momentum. And I think Biden and the Democrats have momentum. So you want to maximize that in every way you can. And literally, if you can just find one or two people in the next week who weren't going to vote, but now they're going to vote, and thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people are doing that, that is massively important. So I would just put blinders on and work as hard as you can, and understand that 8 days from now, we should know a lot more than we do now.